98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com presents the Mid-Columbia Today Show with Mark Bailey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive. Now, here's Mark Bailey.
8:05 in the morning, Mid-Columbia Today. Mark Bailey with you. Cameron Eisenberg is producing. Of course, that's if you're live. If you're on our podcast, it could be any time for all I know. You may have noticed there's some smoke in the air. If you're in the Hood River Valley, there is a lot of smoke in the air. The numbers for the air quality index, you can go to smokereadygorge.org and look at these. As a general rule, because they can be all over the map. In the Hood River Valley, west side, it seems to be in the 200s to some of them above 300, which isn't good. East side of the city of Hood River, especially above downtown, there are now numbers popping up from, it basically went from 361 to 523, the air quality index. That is unhealthful, to say the least. You get down to the Mid-Valley. I'm seeing one number, 691. I think that's the Mid-Valley Elementary School one. Yeah, it is. Mid-Valley Elementary School. Other numbers in that Mid-Valley area are in the 400s, 450s. Parkdale is even higher. Obviously adjacent to the fire. The grasshopper fire. But that's not where all this smoke is coming from. The air quality advisor for the grasshopper fire gave a report yesterday afternoon. A lot of what we're seeing with these east winds is coming from, it's far from southern British Columbia. And fires in eastern Washington, the fires in Spokane, we get the fires near Yakima, fires in Umatilla County and elsewhere. That's where a lot of this smoke is coming from. Then you add in the proximity we have to the grasshopper fire, and you have these elevated numbers. Elsewhere in the gorge, the numbers are high, but they are not quite as high. For the most part, they're upper 180s, 190 to low 200s. If you go, across the river or to the Dalles area or to Cascade Locks, it's the Hood River Valley has really high numbers, and that's what we're hoping to get somebody on here during the course of this hour. We've got a call in. I'm hoping my contact isn't on vacation. But we are efforting to get somebody at Hood River County Health Department on, kind of to give us an overview of what we've got here. What to expect depends on when west winds kick in, it sounds like. And they're not really high, strong west winds, by the way, their forecasts. They're fairly mild. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert in this. I'm not sure how much impact it would have. But smokereadygorge.org's got a lot of info, including those AQI numbers. Now, maybe you're like me and you are just going, it's really smoky. And not that worry about the exact number. But they've got a lot of information, especially maybe if you need help with your home, trying to keep smoke out, etc. They've got a lot of great tips there. So anyway, here's what we're doing this morning. I'm kind of tossing the format aside here a tad, just in case we get the call for the health department. But first part of the program, Mike Schend's here. Families in the Park, which is supposed to open up tomorrow night. We'll talk about that. And Amanda Lawrence later on the show from The Next Door. 55th anniversary of The Next Door. We'll talk about what they are doing to mark that. First of all, I'm gonna cut down to a few things here as far as what this day has meant and what it means at least to some people. 1861 on this day, Abraham Lincoln signed the Revenue Act of 1861. It levied the first income tax on Americans, a flat tax of 3% on those making over $800 a year, back when that was real money, by the way, to help fund the Union's Civil War effort. 1884, the cornerstone for the Statue of Liberty's pedestal, laid on Bedloe's Island in New York Harbor. 1914, what's believed to be the first electric traffic light system, was installed in Cleveland at the intersection of East 105th and Euclid Avenue. So it's International Traffic Light Day today because of that. Also, American Bandstand, Dick Clark, it premiered nationally, the National Network debut in 1957. It went on for 30 years. And actually, it started in Philadelphia. It had been on in Philadelphia, and then they put it on ABC television. Also on this day in 1962, South African anti-apartheid activist Nelson Mandela arrested on charges of leaving the country without a valid passport and inciting workers to strike. It was the beginning of 27 years of imprisonment. And also on this day in 1962, Marilyn Monroe found dead in her L.A. home at the age of 36. Her death was ruled a probable suicide from acute barbiturate poisoning. And in 1974, the White House released transcripts of subpoenaed tape recordings showing President Richard Nixon and his chief of staff, H.R. Haldeman, had discussed a plan in June of 1972 to use the CIA to thwart the FBI's Watergate investigation. Revelation of the tape sparked Nixon's resignation. Our days for today, it is International Traffic Light Day. It's also National Underwear Day for some reason. And I do not recommend, in our conditions, observing the last one here on the days that are non-food. It's Work Like a Dog Day today. I'm not sure you really should do that today. But if you do anything outdoors, I mean, I know we got harvest going on for some folks. That's obviously a problem. But yeah, be careful out there. Be mindful of the conditions. Our food today, it's National Oyster Day, and you can have mine. I don't need those. It's also Green Peppers Day today, which is something I like, actually. I have a lot of those as a vegetable in my failing efforts to eat healthy, usually. I don't do well with that. But there it is for what it's worth. Might not be a whole lot. 8:11 in the morning, Mike Schend's with us next.
You can choose just anyone for your business and get the word out, or you could choose Rage Graphics and Design and really get the word out.
Rage Graphics and Design.
Get the word out. When you need a professional, modern image.
Rage Graphics and Design.
Signs, banners, special advertising. At Rage Graphics and Design, we got you covered. Get the word out. You can have just anybody take care of your advertising, but why? When you have Rage Graphics and Design.
217 East 3rd Street in the Dalles.
Or call 296-SIGN.
Rage Graphics and Design.
Get the word out.
Upgrading your home's heating doesn't have to be overwhelming. Hi, this is Kimberly. A&E Plumbing, Heating & Air's Great Northwest Series is a ducted heat pump designed for homes we see across Oregon and Washington. Whether you use gas or electric, the system adapts to your needs. It qualifies for Energy Trust of Oregon rebates and federal tax credits to keep money in your pocket. Plus, you get 12 years of parts and labor protection and 10-year financing at 2.99% with approved credit. Call A&E today to see what we can do for you. CCB number 203004.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bicoastal Media, Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And we are back. It is 8:13 in the morning, and Mike Schend's with us from the Hood River Lions Club. Families in the Park is supposed to start tomorrow night at Jackson Park and Hood River, the annual free concert series put on now by Hood River Lions Club and the Gorge Community Foundation. But, Mike, this isn't good news, what's going on, is it?
No, it's not. As a matter of fact, let's talk about that a little bit because
Yes.
we're gonna have to make a decision probably later today what
Okay.
we're going to do. There's so many factors with these concerts that we can't wait until Thursday. It's
Sure.
just not going to work. But you mentioned the wind is going to shift.
Well, that's the forecast is at some point, but the question is when is it going to do it and how strong is it going to be?
Right.
To scour it out. I mean,
Yeah.
I am not a air quality smoke expert. I will not try to be that person.
Yeah. Well, in the 43 years that this program has existed,
Yes.
this is the first.
So you never have had, I would think more likely would have been over the years, lightning occasionally, a lightning storm.
We had one of those.
Okay.
We had 4 rains, and the rest were fine.
Yeah. Well, I imagine you can continue through the rain. It may not be
Well,
ideal.
Well, no, not really. Not with all the electronics.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, electricals and
Yeah.
so.
Well, now we have the canopy up there, but so the bands are okay, but nobody's going to sit out there in the rain. You know.
Okay, did you hear about Woodstock? It's about 50 plus years ago.
Well, that's
the
different.
People sat in the rain.
You're talking about a whole different
Yeah, a whole different generation.
mindset here.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, and other things.
Yeah, there were other things there too. You are correct. Yes, but
Yeah.
my point is, I've seen music lovers go through a lot to listen to music. I would not personally. No, that would be my cue to go to the stereo and just listen at home.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about this as if it's going to happen.
Okay,
but,
all right.
We're also going to be. I'm just making a point of saying that we don't want to do this under these conditions.
I mean.
And
Coming from like the high school football where I've had to deal with this, where we've dealt with can you play or not on smoky conditions. You have an air quality index number. The USA mandates that if it's above this number, they kind of take the decision out of your hands, basically. Now, obviously, you don't have an organization like that, but is there kind of a level that you're looking for to go, okay?
We've never done this before.
Okay, all right.
This is brand new. I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of relying on the weather forecast, saying when's that going to blow out.
You're going to rely on a gorge weather forecast.
Well, that's
good luck
that's
with
not
that.
a good thing.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Again, I just read them. I don't claim they're going to be accurate.
Yeah. Well, anyway, to make my statement here,
Sure.
if we cancel, it'll be probably later today, and we'll have it on the Lions website, and we'll have it, of course, on the radio. We're going to be contacting you.
Yes.
To have that happen. That's about the only way we can really let people know.
Well, yeah.
You know.
We'll you guys put it on your Facebook. We'll do the sharing thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not good at Facebook, but
well,
I know at least how to hit that arrow.
Okay.
To move it on.
Yeah.
So we can keep it going.
Well, it's also,
bit.
on the website. We'll have an announcement on the website.
Right.
If you don't use Facebook, you can go on the Hood River Lions website, and we'll have an announcement on that.
So that's the unfortunate reality of this first week for families in the park having to deal with. But how many years now?
43.
43. And you were actually just telling me you haven't had many situations like this.
Never. This never happened.
Well, not smoke. You're telling me you've had rain situations.
We've had 4.
4 rains?
In 43 years, we've had 4 of those, and we had 1 lightning issue. But other than that, no.
Well, in Oregon, that's a pretty good track record,
It is. And August is always pretty traditional.
Yes.
We just never dealt with smoke.
Smoke before.
Yeah.
But, tomorrow, if you're able to continue on tomorrow, who's your opening act?
The band is called Dance Hall Days.
Okay.
And they it's a 8-piece band. They have 2 female lead singers. They happen to be twins, and they are phenomenal. And so they do a lot of everything from the modern music to the classics. I mean, it's a variety of stuff. The name kind of speaks for itself, Dance Hall Days, which means they're going to get you dancing. Okay,
It's I would assume so.
Yeah, it's that kind of show, and very, very professional. Lots of movement and choreography on stage, and the voices of those 2 twins are phenomenal.
I think that's always what you've tried to bring in for these. It has been pretty upbeat stuff.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to sit and listen to one violin on stage. We got to have something that moves people.
Well, if I think for this event, yes, I know places where people do listen to one violin on stage. Columbia Gorge Orchestra Association.
No,
they have
more than
you.
They have more than one.
Well, no, they brought in soloists. They could. Yeah, people will go watch that, but it wouldn't be for this sort of thing.
No, people come there for a reason, and we call it Families in the Park for another reason, because that's what happens. Families come together.
Yeah. We haven't mentioned this yet, and we probably should. This is free.
Yes, absolutely. It's always been free, and it always will be free, because there's so many sponsors that step up to pay the bill. See, this is almost a $35,000 production, to put these on. We have, and without the sponsors kicking in, we'd have to either cancel it or charge, and it's impossible to charge in an outdoor setting like Jackson Park.
Oh, yeah, because there's a lot of ways to get in.
Well, sure. You could even stand at the fence and enjoy it.
Yes, you could.
Yeah. So we don't want to go there, and we've never had to worry about it, because there's always sponsors willing to step up and support it.
So it'll be every Thursday night in August. So next week, I think the band's name again says it for itself.
Yeah, Petty Fever. Yeah, well, take a guess.
Tom
Petty and the Heartbreakers. Yeah, it's one of the best tribute bands on the West Coast. These guys are phenomenal, and they will. If you like Tom Petty, you'll love it. Even if you don't like Tom Petty, you'll love it.
Okay.
No, really, they're really good musicians, and and the person that plays Tom Petty on stage looks and sounds like Tom Petty. Yeah.
Okay, so that is coming up on the 13th of August.
Right.
Following week on the 20th.
That is the Nate Bodsford Band. Now, Nate kind of brings a high-energy country. He's also, has a kind of a rock edge to him. So he does a variety of stuff, and he writes a lot of his own stuff. So he's been on country music channels, and he's traveled with a lot of big-name country artists throughout the United States, and so he's got a big name for bringing him in here. And he's just a little variety of stuff, but it's an upbeat, modern type country, not the old time country. Even though he says that he went back to Johnny Cash and was an influence on him and stuff like that. He's created his own sound, so to speak, but it is country.
Okay, so that's going to be on the 20th.
Yeah.
And on the 27th, this is a band that has been around.
Yeah, the old Hit Machine. I mean, who doesn't love Hit Machine? Everybody loves them, and they're kind of a perennial favorite for Hood River in the Gorge.
Okay.
And they've been. I don't know if we didn't have them, I think we'd have people revolting and complaining a lot.
Okay.
So they're just expected, to be here, and they like you said, they'll finish out the season. They usually also bring the biggest draw crowd-wise.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think last year we estimated at 2,500.
Really?
Yeah, I mean you couldn't even find a piece of grass or even see a piece of grass in Jackson Park. Yeah, it was packed. Yeah, and so we expect that'll happen again. So that's the lineup. There's 4 of them, as we usually do. It's every Thursday in August. Sometimes there's 5 Thursdays, and sometimes there's 4.
Right, and this year is 4.
It's 4. Maybe 3.
Well, we're going to keep a good thought here for you.
Yeah, well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but at the concerts, I'm also going to mention the Gorge Community Foundation because there are also our title sponsor, I should say, along with the Hood River Lions Club. And then we have many other sponsors, and I know you don't mind if I read them.
You go ahead. Yes, you can.
Yes, thanks, because they really deserve the credit because these are free, and this is the reason why they're free. So do you want me to do that?
Go on ahead. Yes, I don't see any that compete with a sponsor on this show.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. Well, we'll start out with Snap Fitness, and we really appreciate them very much. G. Willikers Toy Store, Way Back Heating and Cooling, Northwest Natural, Providence Hood River Memorial Hospital, Farmers Insurance, Rose Hours, Pacific Power, the City of Hood River, Printed Sign Media, the Hood River Rotary Club, Freem Family Brewers, Columbia Gorge Toyota Honda, Heights Family Dental, and Schubach Builders. Now there's a list. Yeah. That's why it's free.
So those are why the concerts are able to happen. Again, it's going to be Jackson Park in Hood River. Thursday evening, again, every Thursday evening in August. Again, sounds like probably sometime today you'll decide on the show tomorrow.
Yeah, later today. But the concerts are always at 7 o'clock, by the way.
We should note you'll have food vendors there.
We always have food vendors, and we hope that people, support them because that's what they're there for. So, it'd be best if you didn't bring in pizza boxes and stuff, eat there, Well,
I'd say the food cart culture really is is really helpful to this event in a lot of ways. Because, I think I remember years ago you used to you'd have somebody come in and do some food for a fundraiser of some kind. And now you're able to just,
right.
The carts can go in there that day and head out.
Yeah, well, tomorrow night is the Apple Valley Barbecue.
Okay.
And they will be there. They do great food.
Yep.
Then we have ice cream, we have lemonade, we have kettle corn, we have shaved ice. There'll be people selling, cookies and treats and stuff. So it's a lot of that kind of stuff. But the food with Apple Valley is tremendous. You get to choose. They have a kind of a buffet line. You go through and you choose what you'd like. So we hope you come hungry and enjoy their food.
May they be the only ones putting out smoke.
Yes, that would be a blessing, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Again, 7 o'clock in the evening. We'll mention again because we kind of have to. It's just because of the situation. Sometime today is when you'll know about whether you can go tomorrow, and we'll help get it out there. But the Hood River Lions Club Facebook page and your website. We'll have the information on that. And but you were telling me you really can't wait till tomorrow, can you?
It's really difficult because the sound people come in probably around 10, 11 in the morning and start setting up all the stuff. So you really can't do that. You can't. It's not fair to them to do that. And so we'll have to make a decision probably later today based on the weather. And let's hope for a west wind now. We want that. Let's get this stuff out of here.
Yes, there are a lot of reasons why a west wind would be nice right now to get out of here. It's the numbers aren't unfortunately not moving right now, but you still have a few hours.
Right.
We'll see how we do.
Right.
Mike Schend, Families in the Park, again, every Thursday evening in August. Let's hope they can start tomorrow night. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
It is 8:25 in the morning. We'll come back, tell you what's going on in the area right now, right after this.
Looking to level up your fitness game? The Power Station in Hood River is your one-stop spot for strength, sweat, and now indoor pickleball. Yup, is it too hot, too cold, too windy, or crowded? The Power Station has a state-of-the-art indoor pickleball court, perfect for all-weather play, lessons, training, and play with your group. Whether you're crushing weights or dinking at the net, the Power Station keeps you moving strong. Learn more and book your court time now at powerstationhr.com, where Hood River trains and plays.
Hey Oregon, it's your cool dad. Let's have a little talk. I know, every summer it feels like the same routine. Summer weather leaves our state hot and dry, and our outdoor activities can accidentally spark a wildfire. We just need everyone to make sure that doesn't happen, okay? Whether we're having a campfire, mowing the lawn, or driving the car, we just have to be careful. So let's put on that smoky hat and keep Oregon green.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the gorgeous local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
$8:28 in the morning. Mid-Columbia Today continues on a Wednesday. I was talking to Mike out there, and Cameron had to wave me in. I wasn't paying attention. I'll say it was the smoke. I couldn't. The smoke was making it difficult for me to tell what was going on. Which there's an element of truth to that, by the way, when you're in a 75-year-old building. I can feel it in my throat at this point. As far as I've been on now since when I started recording stuff at 5:30 in the morning. And then you do the news. Now you do the talk show where you're talking a little more consistently. You do feel it in your throat. There's no question. Well, we need to get to the news here. We got a lot to talk about. We'll start with the fact that smoke is settling into the gorge, creating unhealthful air quality in much of the region. This morning, monitors around the lower Hood River Valley registering an air quality index of well over 200, which is classified as unhealthy and increases the risk of health effects for everyone with 24 hours of exposure. It's actually been for the east side of Hood River, particularly above the downtown area. There are numbers right now consistently in the upper 300s to above 500. Mid to upper Hood River Valley, they've also got readings well over 300 and actually beyond that in many locations. That's classified as hazardous. Other areas of the gorge are seeing their AQIs hover right around 200 this morning. That includes the Dalles area. That includes White Salmon and Bingen and Stevenson and Cascade Locks to the west. It seems to be the Hood River Valley that is taking the brunt of all this. The Grasshopper Fire Air Resource Advisor Andrew Shower said in a report yesterday, the smoke's coming in from a variety of sources. It's not necessarily the Grasshopper Fire. Now, certainly if you're in the Upper Valley, in the Odell and Parkdale areas, that's where a lot of this is coming from. But he was noting we're getting, because of the east wind pattern, a lot of smoke from as far away as southern British Columbia, where there are fires, coming into this area. He expects the worst conditions to be this morning. Winds are expected to shift tonight in all probability. Air quality index information available at smokereadygorge.org. They also have information on how to protect yourself from the smoky conditions. Now, the red flag warning for the Grasshopper Fire ended last night. The fire officials expected it to continue to burn actively through the night, particularly in thermal belts above 5,500 feet, where relative humidity does not rise above 35%. Grasshopper Fire officials said on Tuesday evening acreage remained at 34,659, while containment is still at 19%. We will try to get an update on that as we can. Also, east winds, they did ease overnight around the Grasshopper Fire. We are getting reports that the fire, as I check some other sources here, is less than a mile from the eastern edge of Mount Hood Meadows ski runs. A couple miles west from there is Timberline Lodge and Garment Camp, of course. So that is an issue. Also, the Forest Service has now put in, this just a few minutes ago, a new closure order in place because of the westward spread of that fire. And you are advised at that point to check out the Mount Hood National Forest, a Facebook page. They've got a map, which I'm not going to try to interpret, obviously, during this program. So we won't be going there. Just be too difficult on the show to be able to try to get that done. I'm checking the Grasshopper Fire site right now. Don't have an update for this morning. Their last update was going into the night last night, so we will continue to watch for that. Also, no real change in the evacuation levels at this point for that fire from Hood River County Sheriff's Office. Those might come if you have some of those later on today. I'm not detecting we're going to see that, but we will wait and see there as well. Now, through all this, a primary election went on in Washington last night. Of course, it's the top two candidates in each race advanced the November general election. And obviously, there were some races affecting the Klickitat and Skamania County areas. In the race for Klickitat County Commissioner, District 2, incumbent Lori Zoller leads with 634 votes. Andy Kellen in second with 377. Gene Klajeski at 338. Now, there are going to be some more votes counted today. They'll release an updated count tonight, so that District 2 race for that second spot is still somewhat in question. Klickitat County Sheriff's race to succeed Bob Songer. Dwayne Matulovich had 58% of the vote yesterday, 2,467. Tony Warren second at 1,130. John Bruce at 656. For position 3 on the Klickitat PUD board, Logan Siebert received 599 votes, Dan Gunkel 474, and Dan Christopher 206. Voters in the Lyle Fire District are strongly backing a property tax levy for fire protection and emergency medical services. The measure, which would set the levy at $1.15 per $1,000 of assessed value, is passing 142 to 31, with more than 82% voting yes. In the Home Valley Water District, the Maintenance and Capital Improvement Fund levy was being approved, 55 to 29. In the 14th Legislative District, Republican incumbent Gloria Mendoza leads the race for House Position 1 with 3,417 votes. Democrat Chelsea Dimas is second with 2,910. William Chichnikoff was third with 372. Mendoza and Dimas appear headed for the November ballot. House Position 2 in the 14th District, Republican incumbent Deb Monjarez has 2,654 votes. Democrat Ezekiel Morphin second with 1,582, followed by fellow Democrat Tony Sandoval, 1,274. Morphin currently holds a lead of just over 300 votes for the second spot. 17th Legislative District, Democrat Ben Chrisley leads the race for House Position 1 with 16,385 votes. Republican incumbent Kevin Waters has 13,706, while Thomas Haynes of the pro-gun Liberal Party has 994. Chrisley and Waters are on track to advance. House Position 2, Democrat Diana Perez, 17,020 votes. Republican incumbent David Stevie, 13,975. Both candidates, though, move on to the general election. In Washington's 4th Congressional District, where Congressman Dan Newhouse is stepping down, Republican Amanda McKinney leads the field with 25,633 votes. Democrat John Dureski is second with 22,657. Republican Jared Sessler is third with 10,426 votes, while the remaining votes are divided among 8 other candidates. McKinney and Dureski currently hold the 2 November spots. The closest major race is in the 3rd Congressional District in Washington. Democratic incumbent Marie Glusenkamp Perez leading with 54,132 votes, just 263 ahead of Republican State Senator John Braun, who has 53,869. Democrat Brent Henrich is third with 21,290, while 6 other candidates trail. Glusenkamp, Perez, and Braun, though, appear set for their closely watched match this fall. And election officials in Klickitat and Skamania County again are going to release updated vote totals later today as ballots continue to be counted. Current temperatures in our area. It is 68 in Stevenson, 64 in the Dalles, 66 in Hood River, 8:35 in the morning. Amanda Lawrence from the Next Door is coming up next.
Hey, it's Zach from Del Carpino Automotive, where we specialize in keeping European rides happy. Audi, BMW, Mercedes, and even those tall Sprinter vans that look like hotels on wheels. We know them inside and out. And if you're wondering where we went, we didn't go far. We're just now 5 minutes from our old shop in our brand new location in the Upper Hood River. Same trusted crew, more space, and the same honest, family-owned service. Come see us at Del Carpino Automotive. European expertise and Columbia Gorge roots.
Promote your local business with Summit Embroidery Works. Proudly serving our community, Summit Embroidery Works specializes in custom embroidery that showcases your brand with flair and professionalism. Uniforms, promotional items, and personalized gifts, unparalleled quality and service is our guarantee.
This is Dawn from Summit Embroidery Works. Discover how we can help your business stand out. Visit summitembroideryworks.com today and let us put your logo to work for you.
Gorge homeowners, is your old AC costing you more than a new one would? If your system is over 15 years old, the answer is probably yes. A new energy-efficient AC from Sky Heating, AC, Plumbing, and Electrical means lower utility bills. Plus, Sky technicians make the whole process easy, from a free home assessment to same-day quotes. With financing available and HVAC system payments as low as $119 a month, there's no reason to put it off. Schedule now at skyheating.com. CCB number 245538.
Sky Heating, AC, Plumbing, and Electrical.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bi-Coastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And we are back here as it is now 8:38 in the morning. We're now joined on the telephone by from the next door, their marketing and development manager, Amanda Lawrence. Good morning. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
And 55th anniversary for the organization.
I know. It's incredible. Yeah, the Next Door started in 1971 as a home for youth in foster care. And now we have over a $10 million budget and serve 7 counties. So we've grown a lot.
So for those who maybe aren't familiar, because we probably always have people who aren't, the Next Door, give an overview of what it is today. You mentioned obviously the budget you have now and the size of all this, but what you do, because it certainly has gone to various different areas.
Yeah, thanks so much. And what I will say is people often get confused with the Next Door where I work, which is the largest social service agency in the Gorge, and the app that exists where people kind of share information about what's happening in their neighborhood. And they are two different things. But the Next Door, like I said, in 1971, we started as a home for youth in foster care. And I think at that time, the folks who were working at the Next Door realized that what our communities needed wasn't just a place for kids to land, but also we needed to put in place supports to help support families, to keep them out of the system, to help make sure that they had the tools and resources available to be successful and navigate challenges that come. And what I love about the Next Door is that if we were anywhere else, if we were in the city, we would probably be like 5 different nonprofits, because we have all these different departments. We have treatment services, family services, youth services, economic development services, and health promotion services. And all of those departments have various programs in them that have grown to support families and individuals to navigate challenging times, to help people in any way that, help is needed. So, I think it's pretty remarkable to have an organization that meets families in so many different ways. And so I'm happy to tell you a little bit more about some of those departments as well, if you're interested.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. So treatment services, we're one of the largest providers of treatment services in the Gorge. So we do a lot of mental health counseling for youth and families, and that department has really grown up since COVID. In fact, the Next Door has almost doubled in size since the COVID pandemic to address the needs that are facing our community, because the needs continue to grow. As part of our treatment services, besides just offering counseling, we also have 2 schools under that department. And each school is at our 2 offices. We have 1 office in Hood River, and we have 1 office in the Dalles. In Hood River, that school serves youth in foster care. Youth get counseling year-round. They go to school year-round, and it helps those youth really start earning their GED or their high school diploma while they're working on issues that they are facing just from the challenges they've had. Our other school in Kelly Avenue is at our Kelly Avenue office in the Dalles, and that is an alternative school for youth in the Dalles, and that's been a great program. Our Economic Development Services program, our biggest program there is Promoting Prosperity, and that's helped over 88 Latino-owned businesses get started in the Dalles. So a lot of groceries, food carts, all kinds of businesses that you can imagine. And that really has been awesome because we provide services in Spanish. We help folks with small business loans and connecting them to capital to get their business started, and just navigating all of the certifications and stuff you have to go through to get a new small business off the ground. Our youth services department continues to grow. Some of my favorite programs in youth services are our summer camps. For anyone out there that has kids and who works full-time and is wondering what to do in the summer with them, you'll find that a lot of the summer camps are just so expensive. So what we did was we have 3 summer camps that are free to youth in the Gorge. And that is just an awesome service. It makes kids who aren't able to go to camp normally able to have these experiences. And it really helps families with childcare and being able to go to work and know that your kids are, having a really cool experience. We also have youth outreach workers in schools throughout the Gorge, and those are staff that act as support staff for teachers and other administrative staff, and they're working with the kids on homework, helping kids and families who may need help accessing services such as food banks or clothes or shelter. So that's an awesome program. And then our health promotion services program really supports the Latino community here and migrant and seasonal farm workers in the Gorge.
Mm-hmm. So observing this 55th anniversary, anything special planned?
Yes. Well, we have our Harvest of Hope fundraiser on October 15th at the Ruins. And what I will say is that with everything I've just shared, the Next Door has grown steadily to meet the needs our community is facing. And for the first time, we are facing a budget reduction as cuts start coming through. So there's federal funding that comes through the state that we've depended on, that is becoming more challenging, and other funding that's becoming more challenging. It's a tricky landscape for social services right now, and the Next Door is facing a 9% reduction next year, and services are starting to get cut. So our community support is needed more than ever. We really encourage people to reach out. If they're interested in supporting us, they can just donate. They can come to our Harvest of Hope fundraiser that's at the Ruins in Hood River on October 15th. Tickets for that will go on sale probably in the next month. But folks can reach out to us at development@nextdoorinc.org, and we can keep them on the list. And we always love sharing information about the Next Door, and we're always happy to talk to people one-on-one as well.
You mentioned, the budget challenges with some funding cuts. Are the challenges more acute in particular areas?
Yeah. Right now, what's really getting hit is our health promotion services department, which really supports a lot of the Latino community and the migrant and seasonal farm worker community here. We're seeing lots of cuts in those areas. And then I think there's still uncertainty about Medicaid funding into the future. So some uncertainty, but right now that's what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm. I would imagine because of the nature of those cuts and what we've seen come from the federal level, it's probably hard to define exactly how big the cuts are, isn't it? I mean, the cuts are there, but it seems like every couple of weeks there seems to be another little bit of news of something that might get cut in that health field, in the Medicare and Medicaid realm in particular.
Yeah, it is a very uncertain landscape. And I think it's challenging because, as anyone who lives in the Gorge sees, there's kind of a growing gap. And it's harder with wealth, and it is harder. Groceries are more expensive. Gas is so expensive. Living here is getting more expensive. And so social service agencies are really facing this challenge of helping folks in our community who have been here a long time, who provide or who have moved here recently and provide really essential services, support our economy in really critical and crucial ways. And the needs that those folks have for support are going up as we're seeing funding decrease and more uncertainty come. And so it's a really tricky, scary landscape that the social service agencies are facing right now. And it's an important thing to track. So I appreciate being able to share that.
Mm-hmm. So if someone would like to help for the Next Door, would like to donate to these various things that the Next Door does, how do they do it?
So they can go to our website. They can do a search for the Next Door or go to Nextdoor Inc., INC, nextdoorinc.org, and we have a donate page that will come up right away. If folks want to learn more and understand more about our programs, they can sign up for the newsletter there. There's a sign up that will pop up, and that's a great way to learn about all of the programs we have and the important ways they support our communities. I'm always happy to talk to people and share what we're doing, and I can be reached at development@nextdoorinc.org.
Yeah, man, I'm going to ask one more thing only because it just landed in my inbox here. And the Next Door is involved in with Columbia Bank. You've got a school supply drive that is just getting underway.
Yes, it is. And so you can drop off school supplies at the Columbia Bank locations in Hood River and the Dalles. And, just on that track, we do drives all year round. In the Dalles, we have a program called the Drop-In Center, which is for youth at risk or youth that need a safe place to land. We have washer and dryers there. We have showers there. We have food for youth that might be food insecure, and a pantry. We are always looking for food for that pantry. We are always looking for hygiene supplies to give to those youth. We have a clothing closet there. And then during the holidays, we do drives for the kids we support, the youth in our foster care, the youth in our family services program. So if folks don't want to donate financially or they don't want to volunteer, we have tons of opportunities for fund drives like that. And yes, right now we have this back to school drive, which is a great way to support local youth.
Amanda Loris has been with us from the Next Door. Amanda, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Have a great day. It's almost 8:50 in the morning. We'll come back and pass along a couple things after this.
Hi, I'm Jackie from Hawks Ridge Assisted Living. We know this decision isn't easy. Choosing assisted living for your parents is a big step. But at Hawks Ridge, we make the transition smoother with a warm, inviting community that feels like home. From engaging social activities to personalized care, we are here to give your loved ones the quality of life they deserve. Let us help you through this journey. Visit Hawks Ridge today and see firsthand how we can be a second family for you and your parents.
Summer heat is here. Don't sweat it out in your vehicle if your AC isn't blowing cold or not blowing at all. Call the experts at Precision Automotive. Their certified team is trained to repair all air conditioning systems, including those using the new 1234YF refrigerant. And they offer honest, competitive pricing. Call Chris or Alina today at 541-296-5153 and get that AC blowing cold again. That's Precision Automotive at 541-296-5153 or online at precisionautotd.com.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the gorgeous local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
A little bit of new information on the grasshopper fire, not much. Containment has ticked up to 20%. It was 19%. At least it's up. It's not much, but it's up. The acreage now, they've got a 39,439. We mentioned it has grown to the west, and there are now some expanded closures for Mount Hood National Forest. You can go to their website or Facebook page to check all of that out, but they have reported they have a little bit more that is going on as far as to the west. Again, we'll get a more formal update and more official information. I've talked about this before on the show with fires. Sometime in the morning this morning. I know people want to hear like right out of daybreak. Well, what's it done? What's it done? There's an evaluation process that they go through. They have a meeting. There also then is after they get the assessment of where they're at. Then there usually is with local emergency officials a meeting regarding any changes for evacuation levels that might need to take place. So there is a whole process that is going to be going on this morning that you do have to wait for a while. So I don't have really anything earth-shattering to tell you at this point. We'll see as we go on along today, though. They are the one thing I did note that they apparently from the Grasshopper fires are forecasting the east wind gusts will drop to 15 miles per hour in the area of the fire today. It did stay windy through the evening, apparently. But that certainly would be helpful because you got the high temperatures and low humidity, so you have drying fuel still. But at least maybe you get some help with the wind not being as big a factor. It's difficult. It is difficult right now. And, of course, in the air quality issues that we've kind of gone through here this morning. Not a whole lot of change on that here during the course of the program. 8:54 in the morning, we'll come back and wrap things up and tell you who's coming up tomorrow after this.
Did you know Skyline Health in White Salmon has its very own sports medicine doc superstar? That's right. Dr. Ryan Petering trained at OHSU, cared for professional Nike athletes, and even spent more than 15 years teaching other doctors how it's done. From sporting injuries to arthritis, he's here to help you move better, feel stronger, and keep doing the things you love. Want to live life to its fullest? Step right up and visit myskylinehealth.org. Skyline Health, world-class care right here at home.
Tune in weekday mornings at 8:05 and keep up with community events and issues with the Mid-Columbia Today Show on Mid-Columbia's news leaders, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive.
And we're back at 8:55 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today. Tomorrow on this show, speaking of events, Cruise the Gorge is coming up this weekend, the Dalles. We'll be talking about that. And we're going to talk to Leah Lowe from Wasco County 4-H, Wasco County Fair coming up, OSU Extension. We'll talk to her about what they've got planned down in Ty Valley next week for the 4-H kids down there and what they're doing. Friday, Dr. Mike Foss will be here to talk animals. Monday, we'll talk Mid-Columbia Center for Living in Port of the Dalles. Tuesday, we'll talk Hood River County and Wasco County. All that coming up on Mid-Columbia Today over the course of the next few programs or so, whether you listen live or whether you're listening to our podcast, which we, of course, remind you is available wherever you download your podcast. You can subscribe, and the show will end up in your mobile device, ready for you to listen when you are ready to listen. We are nothing if not flexible. Now, also as primary election last night in Washington, the voter turnout numbers in Washington again, are shockingly down. Now, I want to wait till they get everything done. You still got ballots coming in with the mail-ins. You're still counting, etc. Klickitat County, I think, was about 26%. Skamania was similar. And usually for this sort of election, 2022, I think 4 years ago, the, quote, off-year primary election, it was closer to 50%. I mean, it is surprising. Again, I want to wait till everything's done before we really jump into this. But, people get into this voter fraud, voter security argument, which you already know I shake my head. I'm sorry if you feel differently. To me, there's no problem here. But I think a bigger problem is that people just are going, I'm so tired of all this. I'm beaten down. I don't care anymore. That's a scarier thought. And there are things in Klickitat County especially to vote on. I mean, you have 2-3 candidate primaries for significant offices. And you have the congressional race. And you've got the legislative races. 17th district races, by the way, very interesting. The 2 Republican incumbents, were reasonably behind. Now, of course, the turnout numbers make me go, okay, if they just jump back up again in November, what we saw may not track into the next election. But I do get concerned about, and I don't blame people for feeling that way. I don't, but we can't let ourselves feel that way. We have to exercise our vote however we have to do it. Okay, I'll get off the soapbox now, which I now have also lost my breath just climbing onto it in the conditions we're in. Let's hope the air clears. For Cameron Eisenberg, I'm Mark Bailey. Talk to you again on Thursday.
Columbia Today Show is a public affairs presentation of Bicoastal Media Columbia River. The views expressed on the program are not necessarily those of the station, parent company, or of the sponsors. We welcome your suggestions for future shows. Call us at 541-386-1511. Listen to Mid-Columbia Today where you want. Follow or subscribe to Mid-Columbia Today wherever you download your podcast to get the show delivered every day to your mobile device.